Hi, so this review slash comparison video was requested by several users. First, Turntable FX wanted me to talk about just the HIT products in general. Sweet Eyes, who also does reviews and looks on YouTube, wanted me to talk about the NYX Jumbo pencils versus the HIT Shadesticks. And finally, That's Sick and Spoon 411 wanted me to talk about the HIT Cream Stick liners. So that's what I'll be doing today. The first product is the L'Oreal HIT High Intensity Pigments Color Rich Cream Crayon. I have it in one shade called Intricate. Then I have several MAC Shadesticks, like the mini ones, in addition to one large one, which I haven't used yet. And several of the NYX or NYX Jumbo eyeshadow pencils. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is the packaging. These two pencils, MAC and HIT, don't require sharpening. They both are automatic, meaning you just turn the knob on the bottom and the product will grow out the top, whereas the NYX requires to be sharpened. So that's slightly annoying, not too bad. Application-wise, I would say the NYX ones are the creamiest in that it doesn't really tug on your lids. Like if you just take this, and I have some swatches left over. You just kind of swipe and the color is there already, as opposed to the MAC where people, on the other videos you might have seen, have to like warm up the stick between their hands because it's kind of hard, and when you warm it up it'll loosen up the product and make it more creamy to apply. So see, if I put it on very lightly, you can't really, you can see it I guess, but I'd have to tug a little more. I guess you can't really tell the difference unless I put it on my eye, but take my word for it. I would say that the MAC Shade Stick is similar to like a MAC paint pot. I would say the same thing as well about the L'Oreal HIT cream crayons, in that when you put it on, you have to kind of just spread it out, and it's not as creamy as an NYX Jumbo pencil. These are more like the MAC paint pots. It might tug on your eyelid a little bit more. So those are some minuses. It also goes into my comment about blendability. The NYX ones are just a lot more blendable because they are just smoother, easier, more creamy than these two. Like this, if I put it on my lid, I could just use a brush or my finger and just, blend it out to my brow bone for a nice base, like an all-over lid color. Whereas these you have to put some color on that part to get it to blend out. Otherwise, it'd be kind of difficult to put it other places other than where you put it to begin with. Anyway, so blendability. Color-wise, I would say the NYX pencils are pigmented, but they're more on the shimmery side as opposed to like a pure color. And I would say the MAC Shadesticks are similar in that way. But you can get variability from MAC because the Royal Hue Shade Stick is actually kind of like, it's not shimmery, it's more matte, So it depends upon which color you get in MAC. But for NYX, it's basically all shimmery. Like this one's like a nice in-between, the Lucky Jade. Which you can't tell. The purple one you could probably see the best. So NYX should probably get a shimmery base, except for the one called Black Bean, which is just pure matte black. The rest of the ones I have, like yogurt, horseradish, cottage cheese, and iced mocha, they're pretty much just shimmery bases, which is good. And the one stick that I have from L'Oreal HIT is, oh crap, did you see that? This actually happened on one of my MAC Shadesticks where the whole stick just comes out. Be careful. Yeah, that was scary. Minus. So yeah, this color is very intense, just like a liner, a pure liner that's not shimmery. So this is kind of similar to the MAC Shadesticks, like some of them, that they're just like a matte color. So next, I would say you'd have to definitely wear the Urban Decay Primer Potion or a very, very strong base underneath the NYX, because these guys will probably crease, especially if you have like the Asian eyelid thing going on, where, you know, the lid goes inside itself, and this is more like oily or greasy. You know, like the MAC paint pots are kind of like drier, they'll just like stick to your lids more, and that's what I would say about like the Hip and the MAC Shadesticks. Whereas these are just kind of like, they're just creamier, they blend, but it's a give and take with its wearability, with blendability. So definitely wear Urban Decay, but I always wear Urban Decay no matter what stick I'll be using. I wore the Hip once, but, you know, like, I don't know how well. I mean, these are okay, I think. I don't think they're as good as the MAC Shadesticks, but they do stay on pretty well. I actually tried to, like, wash it off with water, you know, this blue one, and rub it off, and it didn't come off very easily, whereas the NYX, I couldn't say the same, you know, I could just, like, rub it off, like this brown one on the bottom. You know, it comes, like, right off, so, and if I just rub the MAC, it's harder. You know, it's harder to come off. And look at this Hip. This Hip one is just like not going anywhere. Like, if I like rub my hand off, it's not coming off. So I would say it rivals the MAC. And even the MAC might be a little bit less. Look, the purple's going away. Whereas the Hip is still going strong. So yeah, maybe the Hip is like the best one. I'm always surprised when I do these little like on-the-spot swatchings. I mean, that's the only one you could see. Anyway, for color assortment, I would say that the NYX has a good amount of them. I'm not sure about the Shadesticks, actually. I have a mini Shadesticks set and Corn. Actually, no, I do remember seeing a lot at the MAC store. Like, they had like the stack of them right next to the paint pot. So there are quite a few colors for the Shadesticks. I have like the staples right here. So, and the Hip, I would say they're mostly deep colors. Like, there was like a burgundy almost with dark blue, which I didn't really see anywhere else. And I kind of don't always want shimmery, so I didn't go for an NYX. And these are kind of creamy too. This kind of just stays put. And I haven't tried it as a liner yet. I don't think I really want to use this as a liner because it's so like big. Even though it does come with a sharpener on the bottom, which is quite often. I was raving about it, but I guess I won't be using it after all. For my lid, you know. So those are my like random comments about these three products. I would say overall I like the MAC Shadesticks the best. They give a good trade-off between wearability and blendability. I found the Hip ones to be harder to blend. It's more or less just like a paint pot, maybe even more stubborn than a paint pot. I don't know. There's something funky going on with the color. Like, it's not like a true color. It's kind of like, after you rub it off, that's like its true color. I don't know. So I wasn't so happy with this, but this is like an okay duplicate of a MAC Shadestick. I don't really think that they would come in shimmery colors, so that's something you would give up if you got one of the L'Oreal. You know, depending on which one you got, because some of the MACs, like this purple one, isn't shimmery. And the NYXs definitely need some sort of strong base underneath them. So I would rank them the lowest on all of them, I guess. But they do have a lot of colors, and they're fun, and they're shimmery. So, I mean, they're not that bad. So, if you're on a budget, try Hip and NYX. What can I say? But the best ones I still think are the Shadesticks. And like I said, you know, like that part can like pop out if you're not careful. So, do remember that. And also, when you use the MAC Shadestick, sometimes it's hard to remember to snap this on all the way. And if you don't, then these guys can dry out and be even harder to blend on to begin with. So, thanks for watching. If you have any other further questions on these three products and how they compare, then do comment and I'll try to answer them. Thanks for watching. Bye.